feel like a lot of the wedding photos are starting to look very similar across the board. Now that's great for consistency reasons, and you know, when somebody hires me, they know what they're going to get. But for personal reason, I kind of want to advance my work and improve my images. I feel like we get into this creative rut where we get comfortable producing certain things. And this video is going to be very short, but I want to give you some tips on things that I'm going to be doing and things that I've already implemented to try and improve my wedding photography. So one of the first things that I changed up this year was I changed my focal lengths that I usually shoot at. I usually shoot on 2 camera bodies. I usually shoot on a 35 and an 85 millimeter lens for the entire wedding. Maybe I'll use a 70-200 for the ceremony. One of the things that I wanted to do was to push myself to get closer to the couples and closer to the action. And one of the ways that I forced myself to do that was to get a 25 and a 50, to get a 24 and a 50 millimeter lens combo, and that really forcing me to get closer to my couples. And the feeling of the photos was a little bit different, to be honest. It felt more like you were part of the wedding. And so I feel like that is one of those things that's really going to start breaking my creative ruts, because before I'm very introverted. I wouldn't want to get near anybody. Now what I'm finding is with the 24 and the 55 millimeter lens, I actually have to kind of step forward and get closer to fill the frame. If you're used to shooting at the same focal lengths all the time, maybe switch it up a little bit. And that's what I did this year. One of the first weddings that we shot this year, I shot a 24 and a 50. Never done that before. It was really pushing me and forcing me to have to move around. Under my skin. One of the things that I'm also doing is being cognizant of the content that I'm consuming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You know, I want to grow as a photographer, so it would only make sense to follow and try to consume content of the people that you look up to, people that resonate with you, maybe have similar styles but are just doing it a little bit better than you. Really follow and get inspiration from those type of people. And I'm not saying to go out and copy them, you know, pose for pose and edit for edit, but just grab some inspiration from these people by seeing what other photographers are doing, by taking courses from other photographers to see what they do. It's going to improve, and you're going to take the best things from those photographers and incorporate it into your own work. And coincidentally, you're not quite copying what they're doing, but you're incorporating those things into your work. And that is what gives you your style, because you're going to do it differently. There's no way you can do something exactly the same as those photographers. I feel weird talking to myself in the woods, and there's people like walking by me. Come on. Also, shooting at different locations is also going to be something that's going to really push your creative juices to another level. I've gotten used to shooting at some of the popular wedding venues in my area, and I do a majority of my weddings there. And it's not to say that they're bad venues. They're great venues. And they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, probably the nicest areas that we have in our area. However, if you eat a cheeseburger long enough, you're gonna get kind of stale. It's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna bring the same excitement that it used to bring you. And so one of the things that we're gonna be doing this year, so we're gonna be marketing out of our area to try and book weddings that are not local and really try and travel. I don't know if you can see here, but there's a cool little creek right here, right next to us. Really is super peaceful and serene. There really is not a lot going on. You can hear construction in the background, but for the most part it's quiet. And you just hear the birds and the creek. Am I even in focus? I can't even tell. You guys have to look at my ugly mug for another couple minutes. It's the most I've walked in 2 months. I'm just working all the time. Whether it's at the hospital or weddings, we're just working like a dog. We also got the new A7S III coming in on Thursday, which will be probably the time this video is published. And I'm going to be getting that. Finally have a little flippy screen so I can actually see myself and record myself properly and get a good exposure, because right now I don't even know if I'm exposed or in focus or anything. One of the things that I've found is to go on long walks also and just try to get away from a lot of the noise that you're being introduced to, whether it's your phone, the TV, people. You know, we work with people all the time and it can be overwhelming, and actually is really takes a lot of energy out of you to interact with people on a day-to-day basis, consistently interacting. It does take a lot of focus and energy to do it right. And one of the things that I found was just to try either walk outside and get away from all the noise, or even just sit in a quiet room by yourself. Sometimes if you have a family or kids, just like I do, sometimes I get up at 6 a.m. and I just sit on the sofa and drink coffee 15-20 minutes a day and just really meditate and reflect on the day that's going on. Hey, how's it going? It's just a random dude, not from here, drinking coffee in the woods on the trails, talking to a camera. No big deal. One of those things that you can do is meditate about some of the projects that you want to do. Pursuing some type of project that pushes you to do and achieve a goal is really something that's gonna improve and get you out of this rut that you feel like you're constantly doing the same thing. If you're constantly shooting weddings, let's say you shoot 30 weddings a year and half of them are at the same place, you're constantly just in the swing of things and this routine, this natural routine of everything. Doing some more personal work, while it's going to take up more of your time, doing more personal work I feel like is also something that's going to really push you, because you have a personal goal that you want to reach and you'll achieve that better. If you guys are in a creative rut just like I am, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know, what are you doing to try and get out of this rut that we find ourselves in. And it's like a peak in a valley that I find that we peak at certain points in our photography where we feel like we're improving, and then you just kind of dip down into this kind of rut, and then we peak again and rut. I feel like that's where we're at. And right now I feel like I'm in a rut. So let me know what you guys are doing. If you're in a rut, let me know. I want to know. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. I'm empty. I'm going to go home and edit this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.